Hello friend, welcome to today's class on spinal flexibility. For today we will need a folded blanket, 2 blocks and a strap if you have those or some home found equivalent. But I will also guide you through safe variations if you do not have any props around you, just like myself. So I will meet you in child's pose. See you there.
We will start our practice in Balasana, child's pose. Bring your hips or your bum onto your heels. And if this is hard, feel free to put folded blanket or a cushion in between your bum and your heels. Settle yourself. Feel free to spread your knees slightly apart to create space for your body. Forehead resting on the ground or on a block. Arms extended forward. For now, keep them relaxed. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And bring your awareness to your breath. Breathing through your nose. Perhaps exhaling through your mouth to let go of any tension that might have accumulated throughout your day. We will take 3 focused inhales and exhales. First one, inhaling into your upper back. And then exhale, let go. Inhale into your middle back. And exhale, let go. With your next inhale, send your breath into your lower back at the bottom of your spine. And then exhale, release, and let go. Now we will walk our arms, our hands, onto the left side of your mat. Wherever you arrive, place your left hand onto the ground and then grab with your right hand your left forearm, pulling your right elbow towards the top of your mat. In this position, your forehead probably do not reach the ground, and that's okay. We'll just hang in here, stretching into the right side of your body. As you inhale, send your breath into the right rib cage. And then exhale, releasing, letting go. One more breath in here. We're going to find our way back into the center and over to the other side. So over to the right. Right hand resting on the ground, left hand grabbing your right forearm, pulling your elbow actively towards the top of your mat. Your head lowers down, neck in extension of your spine. No need to reach the ground with your forehead. And try to ground down through your left hip, down towards your cushion or your heels. Getting a little extra stretch into the left side of your body, sending your breath into your left rib cage. One more breath in here. Find your way back to the center of your mat. We're going to come up onto all 4, taking a few spinal rolls. So lowering back down your hips towards your heels, arch your back, look up. And then as you inhale, come forward, round your back, and then move back down. 1 breath, 1 movement. 3 more times, coming forward, rounding your back. And then coming back, opening through the heart. Coming forward, round your back, stretch the spine. And then sitting back down through big arch in your back, looking up. We'll take one last one here. Come forward and sit back on your heels. We will come back onto all four from here, and we will add an arm movement into this. So your left arm comes first, swinging it back as you sit back, taking a big circle, straight arm up and over, and then moving backwards again. Here you may need to bend your elbow, sweep the hand, the forearm along the mat, and then reaching back up as you move your body forward. 3 more. Work with your breath. Inhaling as you open your body. Exhaling as you close. 2 more. Move at your pace with your breath. My counting is just an invitation. Working with the length of your breath that is comfortable to you. And one last one. And we release right here. Over to the other side. Your right hand sweeps along the mat, and then as you inhale, open up. For 2. And for 3. We'll have 2 more to go, up to 5. Finding nice flow. Take your last one. And release, coming back onto all 4. We will take it into thread the needle. So as you inhale, your left arm comes up. Look up towards your hand, open through your chest, pushing into your right hand. And then as you exhale, thread the needle, swinging your left hand through the gap in between your right wrist and your right knee. You can bring your left top of the head down onto the ground. And then if this is inviting for you, bring your right arm up and then behind your left hip. Pulling your right elbow actively up towards the sky. A little bit of funky balancing here. Extend your right leg back. And then lift your right leg up. Moving mindfully, pressing all your body parts that are in contact with the floor down to the ground. And we're going to take that right leg to the right side. Lower it down onto the ground. Release your right hand down onto the ground. Lift up. And then sweep your left shin towards the right edge of your mat so that you can sit back down. Your left hand comes behind, sweep your right arm overhead, coming into this fallen triangle. And as you exhale, release, come back down. 2 more times, inhale, push your hips forward, open your heart. And release. One last one, we're going to hold for a moment, open up. And we'll stay here for 2 breaths. As you inhale, push your heart up. And then as you exhale, release. Well done. Staying in this position, we're going to take the right hand onto your left knee, left arm up and overhead, only as far as your body allows you. Your right heel is pressing into the ground. And we're going to try to reach up and beyond our toes. Look to the side or up. With your next exhale, we're going to sweep the right hand towards our toes, bringing our shoulders towards our extended foot, and then reaching either with your hands on the ground or on top of your leg, wherever you reach. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, lower, perhaps a little bit more. And you may be just right here, perhaps with a cushion underneath your hips, or you may be reaching towards your toes. Just do not bring your shoulders forward. Keep your heart shining through. With your next inhale, come up. And exhale, cross your legs. We're going to move over to the other side, so come back onto all 4. thread the needle to the right. As you inhale, lift your right arm up. Pressing into your left hand, look up towards your fingertips. And then as you exhale, thread the needle, right arm through the gap between your left knee and left wrist. The hard part of your head just above your ear comes onto the ground. Keep pressing all the body parts that are in touch with the floor into the ground. And then your left hand stays either here, or you can bring your arm up and then behind your back, actively pressing the left elbow up to the sky. Another breath in here, getting used to this pretzel position. And we're going to extend the left leg back. And then perhaps lift it up. Falling is perfectly fine. Shaking is perfectly fine. Give it a try, have fun. And then taking the leg to the side. Lowering down. Releasing your left arm down to help yourself push yourself up. Then swing your right shin kind of forward so you can sit back. There we are. Your right hand comes behind you, left arm sweeps up and overhead. Push your hips forward, open your heart. Exhale, release. 2 more times, and then hold. Sweep and open. Come back down. One last time on inhale, sweep and open to hold for 2 breaths. Feel free to drop your head back if that feels comfortable for you. And then as you exhale, coming back down. Yeah, and we're going to go straight into that Janu Shavasana variation. Left hand onto your right knee, right arm comes up and overhead. Feel free to sit on top of a folded cushion or a folded blanket. We're going to come over, reaching up and beyond our toes. Left heel pressing into the ground. Maybe even look up. One more breath. And then inhale, slightly come up. And then exhale, sweep both arms towards your extended leg. Inhale here. Exhale, release down wherever your body allows you to go. Both sit bones firmly on the ground. It's not a competition on touching the toes or coming as low as possible. So that may make your spine round. And we want to keep it nice and straight, spacious. So maybe even staying more upright feels wiser in your body. Both sides are always different. Never treat them the same. So if one side felt easier, don't let yourself be disappointed that this side might feel less open. And then as you exhale, release the pose. Cross your ankles. And we're going to come back onto all 4. We'll actually press into downward facing dog. This is our first down dog. So check your hands, make sure that they are about shoulder width apart. Press the floor away and then hug the outer edges of your armpits down towards the ground. Feel free to keep your knees bent. Press your sit bones up and back. And then bring your chin towards your throat, look towards your knees. Maybe you can drop your heart a little further down, or rather towards your thighs. And we're going to take a few spinal rolls. So lift your heels up and then start rolling your spine from bottom up until you come into high plank. Shine your heart forward, look forward, then bend your knees and roll back, arch your back into your down dog. Coming forward, lift your heels up, roll your spine. Coming into high plank, shine your heart forward, and then bend your knees, rolling back. One more time, coming forward. As you inhale,
and back as you exhale into your down dog. With your next inhale, lift your left leg up and then step your left foot forward in between your hands for low lunge. Bring your back knee down and then inhale, rise up, hands in your waist. Yeah. Adjust your legs first. Make sure that you are nice and firm. Pressing your feet and the top of your back foot into the ground, squeezing your inner thighs together. And as you inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, coming into twist, look back. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, open one last time. We're gonna hold for 2. Look towards your left thumb. Squeezing your legs together, pressing them in the ground. And then with your next exhalation, right hand comes down onto the floor. You may need to lengthen your stance a little bit, or keep it as it is. Left arm comes up. Open your heart up to the sky. And then a little extra challenge here, bend your right knee and reach your left arm for your right foot. They may not meet, and that's okay. You just keep pressing right here. If they meet, feel free to grab, and then maybe even pull a little closer. You'll see where your body is today, how it feels for you. Both are beneficial. The hold is stretching your quad a little bit more, whereas here you also work the strength of your hamstrings, so double win. And then as you exhale, we're going to release this pose. Press back into your downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths in your down dog, finding stillness. And then with your next inhale, lift your right leg up and step your right foot forward in between your hands, low lunge onto the other side. Bringing your back knee down. Inhale, rise up, hands into your waist first. Adjust your legs. Make sure that you are holding here nice and strong. Strength and ease in the same pose. And then as you inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Twist. Inhale up, moving slowly. Exhale, open to twist. Inhaling up. Exhale to twist. One last time, we're going to hold. Look towards your right thumb. One more breath. And then with your next exhale, your left hand comes down onto the ground, right arm straight up, open through your heart. Feel free to adjust your legs if needed. And then a little extra challenge here to your soul. Bend your left knee, lift your foot up, and reach with your right arm back. Again, either working your hamstring and stretching your quad. We're taking off a little bit of that hamstring work, but reaching for the foot. Another option is to use a strap, but it's not a big pose here, so we will stay as it is, and then release. Come back into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here, grounding. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Keep your back knee up. We're going to come into runner's lunge. Get your legs nice and strong first. Come just onto your fingertips, or if you have blocks, feel free to use blocks under your hands. Make your legs nice and strong, pressing the back knee up and heel back. And we're going to take the hands off the mat or off the blocks, reaching back. Open through your chest. Maybe even look up, slightly back bending, but your focus is on your legs at this point. Make sure that you are nice and stable, and then your right elbow comes on top of your right knee, left heel comes down. We come into side angle pose, tailbone pointing down towards your back heel, left arm comes up or overhead. And if you have a block, you can take a block, bring it under your right hand down on the ground, or even reach your right hand onto the floor if you want to go a little deeper. One more breath in here. Feel free to look up. And we're going to swing the arms down and walk them into the center of the mat. Turn your right foot in, coming into wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. As you inhale, bring your hands into your waist, come up slightly. And then as you exhale, we're going to come a little deeper. Feel free to bend your knees to create more space and take that pressure off the hamstrings, keeping them safe. As you inhale, come all the way up. And then as you exhale, release your hands, and we're going to try to reach for the ground. Maybe take your blocks here under your hands so you can keep your spine nice and long. Micro bend in your knees, that's perfectly fine. And if you reach the floor with your hands, you can walk them onto the level of your feet. Press your hands down into the ground, elbows together, and then dip down a little deeper. With your next inhale, come into half lift. And then we're going to start moving over to the other side. So turn your left foot out. Walk your hands towards your left foot, adjusting for side angle pose. Your left elbow comes on top of your left knee. And again, right arm sweeps overhead or straight up to the sky, whichever one feels wiser for your body. Tailbone pointing down towards your heel. Look forward or up towards your hand. Strong legs. Pressing your feet into the ground. Another breath. With your next exhale, we're going to take the hands down on each side of your left foot. Turn your back heel up, runner's lunge. So here, remember, we try to take the pressure off the hands by coming on our fingertips or using blocks. Strong legs, and then bring your arms back, open through your chest, look up, slight back bend here. And then as you exhale, hands towards the ground or on your block, step your right foot forward, rather backwards because we're at the back of our mats. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, forward fold, knees bent or straight. And we work the legs quite a bit. I'm going to just let you hang here. Inhale, come into half lift again. And then exhale, ragdoll, grab your elbows and allow your spine to hang. Bend your knees as much as you need to make it feel nice and comfortable. Feeling the gravity pulling on your spine. Release the crown of your head towards the ground. Taking some pressure off the hamstrings. Feel free to rock from side to side like I'm already doing. Another breath. And then release your hands. Bring them onto your shins. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, forward fold one more time. And then inhale, come all the way up. Arms up. Exhale, Samastiti. And now take your hands into your waist so you can step your right foot back. Your left foot is facing the back of your mat, and that's great. Your right heel is slightly turned in, micro bend in your left knee. Now we're trying to open the hips towards the long edge of your mat, but if your knee starts traveling inwards, follow your knee first, open it. Even if that means your hips kind of move slightly towards the back of your mat, that's perfectly fine. And then as you inhale, open your arms. We're going to move into triangle pose.
With your next exhale, hinge from your hips, reaching forward, and then left hand down onto your thigh, shin, ankle, or ground. If you have a block, feel free to use a block there. Right arm comes straight up. Keep opening, not necessarily from your hips. Engage your bum. The right hip can be a little bit tilted, just to allow for the anatomy to work. But you're opening through your chest, through your shoulders, reaching up. Another breath. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, move over to the other side. Left foot in, right foot out. Micro bend in your right knee, engage your bum. Inhale, open through your arms. Then exhale, hinge from your hips. Right hand down, left arm up, using any part of your body or a prop to support you. The deep breath all the way to the bottom of your spine. With your next inhale, coming up. Exhale, step for the front of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sit back into chair pose. Now your feet are either together or hip distance apart. Make sure that your knees are not collapsing. They follow the line from the hips. Very slight secret tuck of the tailbone, and then take your weight more towards your heels. See if you can lift your toes up. And if it's difficult for your arms, feel free to keep them slightly more forward. It will take the pressure off the back. With your next exhale, forward fold. Yeah. Inhale into half lift. Exhale, hands on the ground, bend your knees, step into plank. From your plank, we're going to lower all the way to the ground, so knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, taking it slow as you wish. Feet, and bring your arms forward. Engage your belly to take the pressure off your lower back. Open through your heart, looking forward, maybe even slightly up, adding to the curve. And then as you exhale, fold your hands, make a pillow, and rest your forehead down. Take a few resting breaths here, connecting with the ground. Noticing which muscles you can release a little bit more, where you are holding tension. And take your next exhale through your mouth, letting go a little bit more before we continue. We're going to stay in this position, but I'll invite you to take your left arm to the side, kind of cactus shape, elbow and shoulder in one line. And then your right hand can help you to push yourself away from the floor on the level of your chest. We're going to lift the right leg up and then flip over to the left, stretching into the left pectoralis. So here the leg is just hanging, it's just adding extra weight to take you into the stretch. Feel free to bring the left side of your head down to the ground, or on top of a folded blanket if it's more comfortable, maybe a block. And send your breath into the left side of your chest and shoulder, stretching into your pec. Two more breaths. Very yin pose, yin feeling. Passive stretch. And even though it's passive, we're gently pressing the arm into the ground to add a little bit of resistance. As you exhale, come back into center very slowly. And we move to the other side, so right arm to the side, cactus shape, left leg lifts up. Press yourself away, open. And again, the top of the right side of your head is pressing into the ground. Do not press your temple there. Feel free to use a cushion, a blanket. Gently press your right arm into the floor, making that passive stretch a little less passive, signaling to your nervous system that wherever you are, it's okay. You're strong enough to be here. And then as you exhale, come back into center. From here, we're going to push onto all four and then straight into child's pose. For your child's pose, take your arms back and release your shoulders. And just like we did at the beginning, inhale into your upper back. See if you can feel extra stretch there. And then exhale, release. Inhale into your middle back. And release. Inhale into your lower back. And release. Another just natural breath. And maybe exhale through your mouth. Going to stretch the arms forward. Come onto all four. Fix your hips above your knees for puppy pose. We're going to walk the arms forward, dropping our chest down. So I like to take my hands on the pinky sides. Feels like gives me a bit more control and strength. So feel free to do the same or take your palms down, whichever feels wiser in your body. Take a moment to adjust here, keeping your hips above your knees. You may want to check yourself in the mirror one day just to know what it feels like in the correct way. And then pressing your forearms into the ground, hugging the outer edges of your armpits down. Try to drop your heart towards your thighs and towards the ground, forehead or chin on the floor. Deep breath into your belly. And take the next one into the back of your heart. Spreading the shoulder blades wider away from each other. And then as you exhale, sinking more into the pose. We'll take another breath here. And then as you inhale, I invite you to come out, take your time. Bring your forearms on the ground. Make sure that your elbows are just underneath your shoulders. It can be useful to take a strap and wrap it around your upper arms just above your elbows if it's difficult to hold the elbows in this position. And then hands flat on the ground, or you can put them one on top of the other so you have more of a triangle. This is a little more accessible version. So whichever one you choose, tuck your toes under, press into Dolphin pose. Feel free to keep your knees bent. Here we're very much focusing on the back, chest and shoulders. So bend your knees, stick your bum up and back, and then press the floor away with your forearms, bringing your heart more towards your thighs. Tuck your chin towards your throat, and we'll take 3 deep breaths. Long and slow. Feel free to exhale through your mouth to let go of tension that is certainly building in this powerful pose. One more breath. And then as you exhale, release down. Come sit up onto your heels. Close your eyes, hands folded in your lap. Take just a few breaths.
centering, finding yourself in this stillness. And I will now invite you to lean forward, cross your ankles, and sit back. Take your legs forward, coming into both pose. I'm going to work our abdominals slightly. So start with your feet about 2 steps away from your bum. And first and foremost, lengthen your spine through the crown of your head, sitting in between your sit bones and your tailbone. So not balancing on your tailbone, that would round your lower back. You want to have this nice tuck of the tailbone, kind of backwards. Then you can either stay here for a few moments or holding onto your thighs, lift your legs up, trying to maintain the sensation of your chest, spine nice and long. And then if you want a little extra challenge, release your arms. Oh, it's been a long time for me. And we breathe for 5, 4, hold on with me, you can handle this, 3, 2, and 1. Release, cross your ankles, pull your feet towards your body, press your hands into the ground on each side of your hips, lift up. And then release. We're going to take the feet forward into the same position, but this time your hands back about 1 step away from your bum. As you inhale, lift your hips up, coming into reverse tabletop, looking up to the sky, just for 2 breaths. And then as you exhale, release and come back into both pose. So lifting your feet up, opening your arms, welcoming the world. Shaking is fine. Struggle is fine. We'll give it a shot. For 3, 2, and 1. Cross your ankles. Little wobble. Press your hands down, lift up. And we come back into that reverse tabletop. So feet on the ground, hands behind, 1 step away. Lift your hips up. Looking up. Or if you wish, if that feels right for your neck, you can drop your head back. We stay for 5. 2 more. Pressing the feet into the floor, squeezing the bum gently. And then as you exhale, release and return the head back. Take a moment here, especially if you get a little dizzy. We're going to move into what I call the floating camel. So come onto into your heels, seated in Virasana. And we're going to take a fluid movement. I'm going to show you first so that you can enjoy on your own this nice flow. We're going to drive the left arm forward and to the right side, right hand behind, opening the hips, pushing them forward, opening the heart. You might not flip completely, that's okay. And then swinging back both arms to the other side. The right arm comes up and overhead, left is supporting you. And we'll do this about 3 times. So let's go together, starting from here. Reach forward, moving backwards to the right side. Push the hips forward, only where your body allows you. And then over to the other. With your breath, at your pace. To the right. Enjoy that flow. Play with how far you reach. Notice what it does to your body. Looking back as well, add your head to the flow. One more time on each side. And we come back to center. Take a moment here, again in stillness. Especially when we move a lot, it's nice to find a quiet moment in between that practice. Two more breaths, slow and deep. Feel free to exhale through your mouth anytime you need a little reset. And then if your eyes were closed, you can open them up to join me for the next part. We're going to come onto our knees. You will see if you want to keep the back of your feet, the top of your feet down on the ground, or tuck your toes. Explore for yourself. I'm going to stay with the tops down. And the knees are hip distance apart. We're going to become a nice strong plank. Hands, arms along the body, looking straight forward. As you exhale, lean back as far as your body allows you. And come back forward. 4 more times, leaning back, coming back forward, leaning back, nice and strong, come back forward, maybe challenging yourself to go a little further, and back forward. And now the last one, and we come back, beautiful. Now tuck your toes under, and we're going to take it into half camel. Find your center, and then reach with your left hand for your left heel. And this might be more than enough. Remember that swing we've just practiced. You can take your arm, your right arm, over to the left, up and overhead. But maybe you stay right here. Maybe your body will allow you to open all the way and drop your head. And then as you exhale, come back down. No need to hold for too long. Come back into your starting position. Take a breath. And over to the other side. Right hand onto your right heel. You can do this with your feet flat on the ground. It becomes a little harder, so that's why the tucked toes, at least for myself, feel free to explore. Right hand onto the right heel, swing your left arm up and overhead. And coming back. Engage your abdominals, engage your legs. Left, sweeping the right arm up and over as you inhale. Exhale, come back to your center. One last time on the other side. Hold first and then sweep your arm. And release. Coming back into the starting position. Sit back down. Take a breath here in Virasana. Neutral spine. Notice what has arisen for you with this practice so far. Camel pose or chest openers in particular, back bends, can become very emotional. Take a moment to observe how you are feeling, where you are right now. Feel free to pause the video, take a note into your journal if you wish. Sit with your emotion. And whenever you feel ready, we're going to move on to our cool down. So cross your ankles, so you can sit back and sweep your legs forward. Coming into Dandasana, legs together or hip distance apart. Sitting nice and tall, feel free to put a folded blanket under your bum. Hands resting on each side of your hips, spine nice and long. And if you have extra energy left, feel free to press your knees down into the ground. Know that you can always keep your knees slightly bent if it allows you to tilt the pelvis into the anterior tilt. As you inhale, lift your heart up. And then as you exhale, reach forward with your arms, landing your hands either on your shins, ankles, or around your feet. If you want to use a strap, you would take the strap around your feet and hold on with each hand so it acts as an extension of your arms. It's a wise thing to do, especially if your hamstrings feel a little tighter or you're experiencing back pain. Neck and extension of your spine. We're taking this pose as a balancing pose or restorative pose, so no need to try to achieve anything. Make it feel good in your body, make it wise for your body. And then as you inhale, come up. Exhale, release. I'll invite you to come onto your back. And here the strap may come handy. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. I will guide you through. Keep your knees bent, feet on the ground. Find a comfortable position for your back. And we will extend our left leg up. Now, if you have a strap, feel free to hook it around your foot, holding with both hands, with your elbows slightly bent so that your shoulders can stay relaxed. If you don't have a strap or an alternative to a strap, just hold on to your leg wherever your body allows you to reach. And we're going to inhale right here. And the next is as you exhale, pull your leg slightly closer towards your chest. We're not really trying to achieve any deep poses or major hamstring stretches. More relief the body and relax a little bit. Play with pointing or flexing your foot. If you flex, you will get more into your hamstrings and into your lower back, which might be beneficial right now. As you exhale, bend your left knee, bring your ankle over your right knee or thigh close to your knee, and then push the left knee away from your body, flexing your left foot. Now take your legs towards your chest, interlace your fingers around your right thigh. Inhale, and then as you exhale, maybe pull a little closer, getting a nice stretch into the left bum and into your lower back. This figure four stretch, reclined on your back, is very beneficial if you have lower back pain. We'll take another breath in here. And then slowly release. We'll take it to the other side. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Again, hook your strap around if you have it. Otherwise, just hold on to your leg wherever it feels right. Point or flex your foot. And with your exhale, pull a little closer towards your chest, enjoying a nice stretch. With your next exhale, bend your knee, flex your foot, take it on top of your left thigh, right knee away from your body, and then bring your legs closer to your chest, interlacing fingers around your left thigh. Deep breath. Or I shall rather say slow breath. No need to breathe more. Feel free to exhale through your mouth anytime. And then as you exhale, release. We'll keep the legs up, knees bent, open your arms to the side. And we're going to take the knees over to the left. And if your right shoulder blade is lifting heavily from the ground, take a blanket or a cushion in between or under your thighs to lift the floor a little higher. And then look away from your knees. Take 2 more breaths in here, relax completely. With your next inhale, bring your legs back to center. And then over to the other side as you exhale. Take your cushions with you if you're using them, or add them on this side if your left shoulder blade is lifting up. Look away from your knees. Breathing into the left side of your body.
into your belly. Two more. And then take your legs back to center. I'll give you two options here. Either you can hug your knees to your chest, or if you fancy a happy baby pose, take your knees a little wider, bring your feet up, shin perpendicular to the floor, hold onto your feet from the outside, and then as you exhale, press with your hands against your feet, taking your knees closer to your armpits and down towards the ground. It's okay if your bum is lifting, we're stretching the lower back here as well. Feel free to rock from side to side. So either a happy baby pose or hugging your knees towards your chest, whichever one you prefer. We'll take another breath. And then with your next exhale, release this pose and come into Shavasana. Take the most luxurious version of Shavasana that you prefer. Feel free to use cushions underneath your knees, blocks under your ankles, maybe a very flat pillow under your head. Cover yourself with a blanket if you are in a cold environment. Take as much time as you need in Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you soon.